Three strategies to stop sabotaging your mindset. Have you ever felt like your own mind is holding you back? You set goals, you start strong, you're a great starter but a terrible finisher, but something keeps stopping you from being a terrible finisher. I can relate to this so well. I was really working hard at creating success. And for 3 years, I would start strong, nothing would happen. But I kept creating these same negative patterns that I didn't catch. In this video today, I'm going to show you how to stop these mental blocks that are keeping you from living the life of your dreams. In this video, I'm going to share 3 powerful strategies to break through the mental blocks and finally stop sabotaging your mindset. I'm Arash Vasugi, founder of Boss Coaching Co., where we help high achievers break through mental barriers and achieve extraordinary success. Now, why this matters about breaking these mental blocks and self-sabotage are 2 of the biggest reasons people don't reach their potential. Now, if you look at you, I want you to accept this fact that you have as much power inside of you as the icons who are creating massive success. But do you know that? Now, intellectually, you might know it, but until you break the mental block, nothing is going to change. But with the right tools, you can shift your mindset and create unstoppable momentum. Now, what we have to do first is we have to ask the question is, what do you really want? Before we get into the mental blocks, we have to first have a reason to break the mental blocks. So the reason is always the goal. Goals are so great for us. Targets are so great for our soul. And you have to understand that the law works perfectly every time. Whatever you're being, you're going to attract. Now, I want you to ask yourself, I want you to look at your goal, assuming you know what you want, how you really want to live, because that's the most important question. How do I really want to live? Now, if you ask that question and say, when I stop, what is stopping me? What ideas are stopping me? It's always in your mindset. It's always the beliefs. And I'm going to show you today how to crush your old belief system and tap in to the best version of yourself. Now, before we do this, let's come to this great truth. 95% of your life is run by a program. Your results, my results, are a blueprint of the program that's running us. Now, only 5% of our day, we're working on our goals, our desires, and our dreams. 95% of the day, we go on autopilot. Now, autopilot is a great thing when we create really empowering beliefs, a really strong mindset, and a really winning mindset. Right now, I want you to understand, you're either winning or losing, and it's automatic based on your programming. Now, let's understand, our conscious mind is our creative mind. Our subconscious mind is our habitual mind. So when you're starting and stopping, when I was giving you my example, when I was starting and stopping, I was just defaulting to my old program. You're not waking up saying, listen, today I really want to sabotage the hell out of myself. The program takes over. So what we have to do is create really different programs that are in harmony with your goal. Now, when we look at the goal, I want you to fall in love with this idea, and I want it to fill your consciousness. If it does not drive you, it does not create a love story between you and your goal, you're going to go into default mode so quickly. Literally within a millisecond, you're going to go into default mode. And if you're facing any adversity, it is so easy to go into default mode. But right now, you may be thinking, Your senses define your reality. What do I mean by that? You may be thinking your results right now are telling you who you are. But understand, that's not it. So I want to show you how to rewire those negative thought patterns that you have. Our brains are wired to look for danger and negativity. It is a survival mechanism. But in today's world, it is often clouded in self-sabotage. Whenever you catch yourself thinking of a negative thought, I want you to understand, if you just use this one technique that I'm about to give you, it'll change the game. You say to yourself, that was the old me. This is where I'm going now. I'm achieving X. What you're doing is you're interrupting the self-sabotage. You're interrupting the old you, and you're rewriting your new program. We've got to understand, we've got to stop the addiction of being the past version of ourselves. We've got to stop the addiction of thinking we're going to achieve a great success coming from our old emotional state. Now, your senses are only showing you what you've accepted in the past. That's why it is so ridiculous to be obsessed with the result, because it happened by past thinking, past behaviors, and past actions. Now, I want you to think about this. Within 90 days, you can create a massive quantum leap, but just today, you could change your program. Just today, if you start getting conscious of being aware of what your subconscious programs are telling you and do the opposite, you're gonna literally rewrite your program today. Now, how would you feel if you were programmed for automatic success? See, if I can do it, you could do it. Now, did it happen overnight? No, but it felt like it happened overnight. It started one day when I stopped tapping into my old negative patterns of behavior that kept sabotaging my success. Now, you know what yours are. Just all you have to do is watch how you behave. Are you holding back? Are you hesitating? Are you going all in with what you want to accomplish? I want you to ask yourself this. I want you to put an image in your mind. In this image, we're at a crossroads every day. And we're either taking the path to comfort, or we're going on another path to freedom. That's where your dreams are. But every time you hesitate, every time you start and stop, you're choosing comfort and you're killing your dreams. But what if we created automatic programming that from this point on, you are not gonna, every time you say something's hard, that's gonna trigger you to think it's only hard because it's not congruent with my program. See, if you just start talking to yourself like this, you are going to eliminate the self-sabotaging behaviors. Now understand, your dream is right in front of you. You hold your future in this hand right now. Right now you hold the future in your hand. But it's gonna demand you to build focus. Focus is an investment, it's a currency. Distraction is a self-sabotaging belief. If you're distracted all day long, understand that's part of the program that we have to change. Now, when you change the program, you change your life. But you can't keep putting thoughts, I'm gonna do it next week, I'm gonna start next week. If you do that, that's in harmony with procrastination, which is the old programming. You can't put your thoughts on what's missing. I want you to change a belief. You have to be full of gratitude. Gratitude tells the universe, I'm ready to receive the good that I desire. But if I'm always focusing on what's missing, guess what? I'm gonna keep creating what I've always created. You can't put your thoughts on present results. And I'm gonna get into the damaging self-sabotaging cycle that is just killing people's dreams every day. You can't put your thoughts on the past, and you can't put your thoughts on what others want for you. So to change and create a life of freedom, which is right in front of you, I told you, it's in your hand if you really want it. But you're gonna have to create a magnificent obsession of changing your life. Don't let anybody trick you into saying change is hard. Change is not hard, it happens by law. Commitment is hard. So are you willing to pay the price of commitment? That's what you've got to ask yourself. Now, understand, every time you're letting the present results control your thinking, that is dictating your emotional state. So you're keeping the same emotional state, which you're going to keep getting the same results. So every time, and trust me, I did this, so you want to learn from my errors 20 years ago. I was always letting present results control me. And it was such a dumb idea. Like, it was such a bad idea. Because these results were not created by who I am in this present moment. They were created by past thinking, past feelings, past behaviors, and past actions. But guess what? I just kept doing this self-sabotaging, fulfilling cycle of doom for myself until I woke up. Now you may say, how did you wake up? Well, I got to a point in my life that I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was so fed up with how I was living. Now, right now, at this very moment, there is somebody who is choosing in to change their life. I want that to be you. And if you want to hear the rest of this, I want you to hit the subscribe button right now, because my channel is about showing people how to create effortless success, how to program themselves for automatic success. But in order to do this, and in order to change your self-sabotaging beliefs, we got to have a desire that you are going to change your life. I want you to comment below that I am ready to change my life. Just by saying that, you are rewriting the new program. You think, oh, that doesn't matter. It does matter, because our thoughts create our reality, and you have to understand this. But desire and expectation are the most important attitudes that are going to attract what you want in your life. And we can never expect 10x results if we don't desire that. So what are you desiring? If you want to look at your results, that tells you the most honest application of what you truly desire. Now, some of you may be thinking, I don't want this, I want more. What you're putting your consistent thoughts on becomes a desire. There's good or bad desires depending on how disciplined your mind is. And understand this. If you don't program yourself, the world is going to program you. I want you to take that in. Do you want somebody else dictating your life? I know I don't, and I know that's when I change. And I love the fact that I dictate whatever results that I get, because I'm the only problem I'm ever going to have, and I'm the only solution I'm ever going to have. Now, let's look at number 2. What is creating the greatest sabotages in your life? The biggest sabotage of creating the life that you really want is coming from a place of neediness. You have not built worthiness in you. Worthiness is a divine right. You just have to accept that I am worthy and deserving of the life of my dreams. What's another sabotaging behavior? Focusing all your energy on what is. That's the present results again. Every emotional state is dictated by what is. And understand, just as your thinking creates your emotional state can create your thinking. Every time you get triggered by something outside of you, that can create hundreds of thoughts based on that thing, because you were not in control. You defaulted to your old program. And every time you do that, sabotage. What's another sabotager? Focusing all your energy on an undesirable solution. So we have to discipline ourselves to come from your goal, come from how I want to live all day long. Now, this isn't about perfection. This is about training. You have to practice doing this every day, and every day you get 1% better, 1% better, 1% better, and that's how you're going to create the life that you want. But instead of saying to yourself, how am I going to do it? Ask yourself, what would the person who already achieved what I want be doing today? What mindset would they be operating from? What type of attitude would they have? Who are they being mentored by? Who are they surrounding themselves with? Because I can tell you, if I know your circle, I could tell you your future results. We become who we hang out with. Now, when you're looking at this, I want to give you a test. Is 30 days of focus, of getting conscious of your subconscious, is going to reform your beliefs. It is going to reform them. Now, we have to install a new belief inside of you. Well, how do we do it? We have to fall in love with repetition. How did you create those self-sabotaging beliefs? The wrong repetitions. So now we have to change it. But understand, the process of a quantum leap starts with eliminating the old story, eliminating the relationships that don't work, eliminating the old thinking. Now, when you start saying no to your old self, you are literally saying yes to the person you are becoming, and you are rewriting that program every day, every day, every day. Now think about this. This is such a crazy stat. 95% of our life is coming from a program. So if you're not winning right now and you're really losing, take what I'm saying serious, because until you change the program, the results are not going to change. And that demands you to create new habits, but we create a new habit one at a time. I want you to commit to the one pinnacle habit that will bring all your other habits up. Maybe that is doing it now, taking action right away. Maybe that is being fearless, where you're releasing, protecting yourself. See, we've got to understand behaviors are prequels to success. And our behaviors are creating our beliefs. And our beliefs are creating our results. Behaviors are what you're willing to do and not willing to do. Because the world always rewards conditioning. Now, you never get what you want, you get who you are. You never attract what you want, you attract what you are. What you are the conscious ideas you're accepting. Anything that is not aligned with your goal, you say no to, and now you're rewriting that program. Now the 95% is going to be in your behavior, in your benefit, in your results. Now, why affirmations don't work for most people is you can't affirm something externally that you don't believe internally. There's only one person you have to convince to creating a world-class life, and that's you. That's the only person you have to convince. You don't have to convince me. I have to convince me. That's the only person I have to convince. But understand what a belief is. Beliefs are created from past experiences. People wake up every day and they already create the same day for the next 60 years on default. Is that you? Because you can create empowering beliefs. But we've got to understand, it's time to believe that you are capable of achieving the life that you want in every cell of your being. When you believe in the outcome before it's already happening, you are planting seeds, nourishing those seeds in your subconscious mind. And that habitual mind, through the repetition of doing that, because that's all it is a habit mind, is going to bring it into your reality. Belief is a knowingness. I know I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm putting all my trust into my subconscious mind. Whatever I plant in that mind is going to come in terms of reality. If I can go from sabotaging myself for years, literally for decades, to changing in such a short time, so can you. But belief is the catalyst that brings your goals to life. Belief activates certainty. And belief is that inner knowing that your goals belong to you. Understand, your goal is your destiny. It is yours. This deep connection strengthens your commitment, and you always get rewarded by commitment. It's, are you willing to pay the price to create the right beliefs, to create the right standards, and have everything come from your goal and future self? With belief, you train your mind to see possibilities rather than limitations. And I want you to understand this. When we talk about rewiring your negative thought patterns, what we're saying is, I'm only accepting ideas that are in harmony with my goal, that are in harmony with my new program. And every time you do this, you're changing the game. But how do you create beliefs? You create beliefs with micro wins. Micro wins build confidence. It's the little things compounded over time that create big results. Self-sabotage comes from a lack of belief in one's ability to succeed. Understand this, if one person can create great wealth, so can you. If one person can achieve great goals, so can you. But micro wins help build that confidence brick by brick. Brick by brick might not sound like a lot, but that's how you create quantum leaps. Now set a daily goal, and I want you to beat that goal every day by 1%. When you start training yourself to beat these mini daily goals and you master stack them, you're gonna create a world-class life. I want you to ask yourself right now, what is a micro win you can achieve today? And I want you to share it in the comments. What is a micro win that you can achieve today? Now, why am I having you do this? Because once you do it, it's a part of your identity. Now you've had a visceral experience. I had a client who struggled with procrastination. They told me, I don't know how to overcome procrastination. I said, you didn't connect with your want. You didn't believe it. But by focusing on the small wins, he built momentum and completed his goal. He achieved his goal. I had another client who just messaged me over the weekend, Jeff. He came to my world-class wealth event and my peak performers coaching program. And he said, Arash, I want to thank you. In the last year, I now moved to Australia and I created multiple 7-figure businesses. And my response to him was, it doesn't surprise me. He always had it inside of him. He found that other person and he reshaped his programming. Programming is how we're living all day long. Now, when you start understanding this, that repetition is your best friend. Repetition is what is going to change the program over and over and over again. So let me give you some powerful ways to break this. When you wake up in the morning, I want you to record your goal already achieved. Something to the fact of, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am earning $100,000 or more every month. I have great discipline. I have great standards, and I am winning every single day. And you listen to that over and over and over. As soon as you wake up, right when you're in that drowsy state, that when you do that and you're groggy but you're listening to it, your conscious mind is out of the way. It goes right to your subconscious mind. Now, why am I telling you to do this? The first 7 years of life, a child has no conscious mind. So everything they're watching in their environment is becoming their program. But as an adult, you have a conscious mind. So the best time to reshape your programming is right before you go to sleep and right when you wake up. When you're driving, listen to that audio over and over again, but start catching yourself when you keep reverting back to autopilot. Say, that was the old me. This is what I'm doing now. Every time you do that, you're rewriting the program. You're literally creating a significant future for yourself. Now, we covered principles today to break mental blocks. Identifying the root cause is always commitment. Always commitment. And understand, if one person can do it, you could do it. You're not listening to me by accident. But we've got to release those negative thought patterns and start creating these micro wins. Now, I want you, if you found value in this, I want you to share and like and subscribe, because I'm going to keep giving you more of these strategies on how to master your mindset. And if you're ready to go even deeper, check out my other videos. I'm telling you, if you just stay on this page, study it over and over and over again, you're going to create a life of freedom. But understand, a quantum leap can happen in 90 days. Now, are you willing to pay the price? Change the programming, change your life. The price is so small compared to what you're going to be. Thank you so much.